Hi everyone, welcome to Center Stage Music Center Online. My name is Sayed, and today we're going to be going over 3 out of the 15 scales for trombone levels 5 and 6. The 3 scales we're going to be going over today are D, A, and D flat. Alright guys, for our first scale today we're going to be going over our D scale, and it's going to sound like this. Alright, so let's go over our D scale. So our D scale is going to have 2 sharps. We're going to have F sharp and we're going to have C sharp. Alright, so let's go over our notes for our D scale. We're going to start off with D, which is going to be our 4th position, then E, 2, F sharp, 5, G, 4, A, 2, B, 4. Here's our C sharp. We're going to go into 2nd position, and then high D for 1st. Then we're going to go back down our scale. C sharp, B, A, G, F sharp, E, and then D. Let's go ahead and play that scale a little slower. 1, 2, ready, go. Alright, so how do we do with our D scale, guys? Remember to practice this nice and slow. Make sure we're getting comfortable with it. Make sure we're getting comfortable with playing 5th position for our F sharp, and then our C sharp 2nd. And remember to go to D, high D, to 1st. So practice this nice and slow until we get comfortable with this. Then you're going to bring up the scale to tempo, and you're going to have your D scale in no time. Alright guys, for our 2nd scale, we're going to be going over our A scale, and it's going to sound like this. Alright, so let's go over our A scale. So remember, we're going to have 3 sharps. We're going to have F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. Alright, let's go over the notes of our A scale. We're going to start off with low A, which is our 2nd position. Now we want to get to 7th for our B, for our letter B. Now remember, for B, we don't want to get it confused with 6. So if we have shorter arms, a little tip I like to use is just kind of lean the shoulder a little more like I'm doing right there, and you'll be able to get your B natural. So remember, B for 7. Then we're going to go to C sharp, which is 5. Then D for 4. E, 2, F sharp for 4 or for 5, then G sharp, which is our 3rd position, and then A. So now we're going to go descending. So after A, G sharp, F sharp, E, D, C sharp, B, and then A. All right, so let's go ahead and do this scale a little slower. 1, 2, ready, go. Alright, so how do we do with that A scale, guys? Remember, for B natural, for our 7th position, to just get that shoulder out a little more, to get it more in tune. And make sure we are practicing this scale at a slower tempo. Once we get comfortable with the scale, we're going to go ahead and play it a little faster, and you're going to have your A scale in no time. Alright guys, for our 3rd scale, we're going to go over our D flat scale, and it's going to sound like this. right, so let's go over our D flat scale. So remember our D flat scale, we're gonna have 5 flats. It's gonna be B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, and G flat. All right, so let's go over the notes of our D flat scale. So we're gonna start off with D flat, which is our 5th position, then E flat for 3, F 1, G flat 5, A flat 3, B flat 1, C 3, and D flat 2nd. So you might be used to playing D flat for 5th position, but for our high D flat, we're gonna play it in our 2nd position. So now we're gonna go descending. We're gonna go C, B flat, A flat, G flat, F, E flat, and D flat. Let's go ahead and play this scale a little slower. 1, 2, ready, go. So how do we do with our D flat scale, guys? So remember, for high D flat, we want to go into 2nd position. We don't want to go to 5. It just sounds better when it's 2nd. It'll help with our intonation. All right, so make sure you guys are practicing this at a slower tempo. Once we're feeling comfortable with the scale, we want to bring it up to tempo, and you're gonna have your D flat scale in no time. That's it for today's lesson. We would love to hear from you, so please be sure to leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching, and please be sure to see more videos from Center Stage Music Center online.